Good morning, all of you. In this session, I am going to explain about wedge friction. Okay, wedge friction, and also I will explain a simple example on wedge friction problem. Okay, this is the example diagram for wedge friction. This is a block and this is a wedge. Okay. A wedge is a piece of metal or wood which is usually of a triangular or trapezoidal in cross section. It is used for either lifting the loads or used for slight adjustments in the position of a body. That is for tightening fits or keys for shafts. When lifting a heavy load, the wedge is placed below the load. Okay. When lifting a load, when lifting a heavy load, the wedge is placed below the load. Okay, and a horizontal force P is applied as shown in figure. If the force P is just sufficient to lift the load, okay, the wedge will move towards left and the load will move up like this. When the wedge moves towards left, the sliding of the surfaces, the sliding of the surfaces will takes place. Okay. At the same time, the load moves up and the sliding of the load takes place along the vertical surface. Now, this is the free body diagram for a simple block. Okay. Self weight always acts vertically downwards and the normal reaction force always acts perpendicular to the support. Okay, this is the applied force. Then the direction of motion of this block is the right side, so you have to consider opposite frictional force, F equal to mu r. Okay, this is the applied force. Okay, frictional force always acts parallel to the support. Okay, and also opposite to the direction of motion of the block. So this is the free body diagram for this problem. In similar way, for resolving the forces, you have to consider signs. So for right side direction, you have to consider positive sign. Okay. For left side direction, you have to consider negative sign. For upward direction, you have to consider positive sign. For downward direction, you have to consider minus sign. This one is clockwise couple. This one is anti-clockwise couple. Here, no need to use these two forces. Okay, these four sign conversions are very important for this problem. Okay, for left side action, positive sign. Sorry, for right side direction, positive sign. For left side direction, minus sign. For upward direction, positive sign. For downward direction, negative sign. Okay. Now this is a wedge friction free body diagram. Okay. Here you can observe this is a block or load, and this one is a wedge. Okay, here the angle of this wedge is theta. Okay, here the horizontal force is applied to the wedge. Okay, P is the horizontal pushing force. Okay, so this is the direction of motion of the wedge. Okay, when you are applying the pushing load, then this wedge will move in left side direction, and this block will move upward direction. Okay, this is the forces diagram. Now you have to convert this diagram into free body diagram. Okay, now first of all you have to apply reaction forces and self weights. Okay, W1 is the self weight of a block. Okay, self weights always acts perpendicular or vertical. Okay, this one W2 is the self weight of a wedge and W1 is the self weight of a block. Okay, self weights always acts okay vertically downwards. After that, you have to mark reaction forces. You have to consider reaction forces at the point of contact. Okay, here you have to consider reaction force R2. Okay, for wedge and bottom horizontal floor, you have to consider normal vertical reaction force R2, and you have to consider reaction force at yeah, at point of contact between the block and wedge. Okay, this is a common surface, so you have to consider two equal and opposite normal reactions. Okay, for this block you have to consider upward reaction force. For this wedge you have to consider downward reaction force, but these two reaction forces makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this inclined surface. Okay, so this reaction force makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this inclined surface, and this reaction force makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this inclined plane. Okay, so R1, these two reaction forces are equal and opposite in direction. Okay, now you have to consider another reaction force here. Okay, there is a contact between the vertical wall and the block, so you have to consider another reaction force R3. Okay, here R3, this one R3 is the reaction force between the vertical wall and block. Okay, now this is the frictional force F3 equal to mu3 R3. Okay, this one is a frictional force. So when you are applying the pushing force on wedge, then this block will move upward direction. So the direction of motion of this frictional force is downward direction. Okay, so frictional force always acts opposite to the direction of motion. Okay, now when you are applying this pushing force, this block will move towards left. Okay, then you have to consider opposite frictional force. So you have to consider here and here frictional force. So this is the direction of a friction force between the wedge and floor. Here the direction of motion of the block and friction force always opposite in direction. Okay, now in similar way you have to consider friction force here. Okay, so these two are the friction force and opposite to the direction of motion. Okay, F1 equal to mu1 R1 is the friction force. F2 equal to mu2 R2 is the another friction force. Okay, in similar way you have to consider equal and opposite friction force here for this surface. For this surface you have to consider equal and opposite friction force. Okay, now F1 equal to mu1 R1. This one also F1 equal to mu1 R1. Both are in equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Okay, so these two are parallel along the inclined surface. Okay, this frictional force F1 makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal. Okay, this frictional force also makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal. Okay, now this one is the another friction force F3 equal to mu3 R3. Okay, So this block will move upward action. So you have to consider downward frictional force. Okay, these all are the forces acting on the wedge and block. Okay, this is a free body diagram for this wedge friction problem. Okay, this is a given question. Okay, so the question is a block overlying a 10 degrees wedge on a horizontal floor and lean against a vertical wall and weighing 1500 newtons is to be raised by applying a horizontal force to the wedge of weight 200 newtons, assuming coefficient of friction between all the surfaces in contact to be 0.3. Determine the minimum horizontal force to be applied to raise the block. Okay, this is the question. From this question, first of all, you have to identify the given values. Here, this green block, this green section is a block or load to be lifted, and this blue color, this blue color one is a wedge. Okay, this wedge and block having an angle theta equal to 10 degrees. Okay, so the angle of inclination of this slant edge is 10 degrees. So theta equal 10 degrees, and the weight of this green block is 1500 newtons. Okay, 1500 newtons is the self weight of a block B, and 200 newtons is the self weight of a wedge A. Okay, and the coefficient of friction between all the surfaces is 0.3, that is mu1 mu2 mu3. Okay, coefficient of friction between horizontal floor and this wedge, and the coefficient of friction between these two surfaces, and the coefficient of friction between this vertical wall and this block. Okay, all are equal. That value mu equal to 0.3. Determine the minimum horizontal force to be applied to raise the block. So from the given values, you have to determine the horizontal pushing force required to raise the block. Okay, you have to determine the value of P. Okay, so given values are self weight of a block A, block B. Sorry, wait. This one is B and this one is A. Okay, so the self weight of a block B equal to 1500. This one is 1500 newtons, and the self weight of a wedge is 200 newtons. Okay, so self weight of a wedge W2 equal to 200 newtons, and normal reaction R is the normal reaction force. Mu1, mu2, mu3 equal to 0.3. Okay, from the given question, the coefficient of friction between all the surfaces in contact to be 0.3. So there are three contact surfaces. This one is first one, second one, third one. There are three contact surfaces. So you have to consider mu1, mu2, mu3 equal to 0.3, and these are the corresponding frictional forces. Okay, and the angle of inclination of the block theta equal to 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, now first of all you have to consider a free body diagram for a given block, wedge block. Okay, so first of all you have to consider direction. Okay, this is the direction of motion of this wedge, and this is the direction of motion of the block. Okay, this when you are applying the pushing force on the wedge, this wedge will move towards left. Okay, and at the same time this block will move upward action. Okay, now theta is the angle of inclination of the wedge and block, theta equal to 10 degrees. First of all, you have to consider self weight W1 and W2. W1 equal to 1500 newtons for this block. Okay, and W2 equal to 200 newtons for this wedge. Okay, self weights always acts vertically downwards. Okay, after that you have to consider reaction force between this horizontal floor and this wedge. Okay, R2 is the reaction force between the floor and wedge. Okay, this reaction force makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this horizontal floor. In similar way, here these are the two contact surfaces. So you have to consider two equal and opposite reaction forces between these two moving surfaces. Okay, for each moving surface, you have to consider single reaction force. So there are two moving surfaces. Okay, there are two moving surfaces. So you have to consider two equal and opposite reaction forces. Okay, between block and wedge. So let R1 is the reaction force between the block and wedge. Okay, for this block, you have to consider upward reaction force. For this wedge, you have to consider downward reaction force. But you have to consider normal reactions. That means this reaction force makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this slant edge. And this reaction force also R1 makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this inclined plane. Okay, here these two are equal and equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Okay, after that you have to consider reaction force R3 between this vertical wall and this block. Here the support is vertical, so you have to consider horizontal reaction force. And F3 is the frictional force. Okay, here the direction of motion of this block is upward direction, so you have to consider downward frictional force along the support. Okay, now this is the direction of motion of this wedge. Okay, this is the direction of motion of this block. Okay, so here the direction of this block is upward direction, so you have to consider downward frictional force. Okay, now if you are considering this wedge, then you have to consider opposite frictional force at point of contact surfaces. There are two contact surfaces here and here, so you have to consider two frictional forces. Here you have to consider horizontal frictional force. Here you have to consider inclined frictional force. Okay, so frictional force always parallel to the contact surfaces, So here the contact surface is horizontal, so you have to consider horizontal frictional force. Here the contact surface is inclined with respect to theta angle, inclination with respect to inclined plane, with respect to horizontal plane. So you have to consider inclined frictional force F1 equal to mu1 R1. This frictional force makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal. Okay, in similar way you have to consider equal and opposite frictional force for this block. Okay, these are the two equal and opposite frictional forces. Okay, now this is the free body diagram for this wedge friction problem. So you have to consider this block B as first case number 1. After solving this block, you have to consider this bottom wedge as another case. Okay, consider the equilibrium of a block of weight W1 equal to 1500 newtons. So here in first case, I consider this block. Okay, now you have to draw all forces, all free body diagrams for this block. Okay, W1 is the self weight, R1 is the reaction force. This reaction force makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this inclined plane, and this self weight always acts vertically downwards. And R3 is the reaction force between the vertical wall and this block. F3 is the frictional force, and F1 is the frictional force between this block and wedge. Okay, So there are five forces. There are five forces acting on the block. Okay. So first of all, you have to consider all forces along the x and y axis. Self weight W1 vertically downwards, and this reaction force R1 makes an angle theta with respect to vertical axis. Okay. This block makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal. Now this reaction force makes an angle 90 minus theta with respect to horizontal. Then theta is the angle of inclination with respect to y-axis. Okay. Now you have to consider this frictional force. Okay, this frictional force makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal. Okay, this one. Now you have to consider R3 and F3 force. R3 horizontal reaction force and F3 is the vertical reaction force. Okay. Okay. So there are five forces. There are five forces. So you have to consider vertical forces. Okay. First of all, you have to resolve all vertical forces along the vertical axis. So here F3 equal to mu 3 R3 and W1. For downward action, you have to consider minus sign. Okay. For upward action, you have to consider positive sign. Okay. So first of all, you have to consider this reaction force. This reaction force makes an angle theta with respect to vertical axis. So R1 cos theta, R1 cos theta is the vertical component, and this frictional force F1 makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal. So mu1 R1 sin theta is the another vertical force, and this one mu3 R3 is the vertical downward force. W1 is the another vertical force. Okay. So there are three forces. Sorry, there are four vertical forces. There are four vertical components. Okay. For downward direction, you have to consider minus sign. For upward action, you have to consider positive sign. Okay. Now, from these two equations, you can get the value of 0.93 R1 minus 0.3 R3 minus 1500 equal to 0. Let this equation as 1. Okay. In similar way, you have to consider all horizontal forces. Sum of all horizontal forces, Fx equal to 0. Here R3 and F1 cos theta and R1 sin theta. Okay, R1 sin theta, F1 cos theta, and R3. These are the three horizontal forces. Okay, for right side direction, you have to consider positive sign. For left side direction, you have to consider minus sign. Okay, here R1 makes an angle theta. So R1 sin theta is the x component, and here F1 makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal. So F1 cos theta, F1 cos theta is the x component. Okay. Now from substitute value of mu1 and theta in this equation, you can get the value of R3 minus 0.469 R1 equal to 0. Now let this equation as equation number 2. From these two equations, you can get the value of R3 and R1 value. Okay, you have to solve these two equations. Okay, from these two equations, you can get the value of reaction force R3 equal to 891.3 newtons and reaction force R1 equal to 1900.41 newtons. Okay, so from case 1, we got two reaction forces. Okay, in similar way, you have to consider wedge for determining the value of reaction force R2 and pushing force acting on wedge. Okay, now consider the equilibrium of wedge of weight W2 equal to 200 newtons. Okay, now you have to consider this block. Okay, first of all, you have to consider self weight. Self weight of this wedge. Self weight always acts vertically downwards. After that, you have to consider reaction force. R2 is the reaction force between the floor and block, floor and wedge. Okay, this reaction force makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this support. After that, you have to consider another reaction force between the block and wedge. Okay, this reaction force R1 makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to this inclined plane. Okay, now this is the direction of motion of this wedge. Then you have to consider opposite frictional force. F2 equal mu 2 R2. That is the frictional force between the wedge and horizontal plane. Now you have to consider another frictional force for this inclined surface. Okay, F1 equal mu 1 R1 is the frictional force between the block and wedge. Okay, so there are 6 forces acting on the wedge. So you have to consider these 6 forces to determine the value of P. Now this is the free body diagram for this case. Okay, here P is the horizontal force, and here F2 equal mu 2 R2 is the another horizontal force, and this self weight W2 acts vertically downwards. Okay, now this reaction force R1 makes an angle theta with respect to vertical axis, and this frictional force F1 equal mu 1 R1 makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal. Okay, and this reaction force makes an angle 90 degrees with respect to horizontal surface. Okay, so from these 6 forces you can get the value of pushing force P. Okay, first of all, you have to resolve all vertical forces along the vertical axis. Okay, first of all, you have to resolve all vertical forces along y-axis. So these are the vertical forces. So R1 for upward action, you have to consider positive sign. For downward action, you have to consider minus sign. So R2 plus R2 minus 200. Okay, and this force F1 makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal. So the vertical component is mu 1 R1 sin theta. Okay, and this reaction force R1 makes an angle theta with respect to vertical. So the vertical component is R1 cos theta. Okay, so these all are the forces acting along the vertical axis. Okay, now substitute the value of mu1 and R1. Okay, here from previous case, R1 equal to 1900.41 newtons and mu1 equal to 0.3 and W2 equal to 200. Okay, so from this equation, R2 equal to 1770.54 newtons. This is the reaction force between the horizontal floor and wedge. Okay, after getting the reaction force, you have to determine the value of force P. Okay, for determine the value of P, you have to resolve all the forces along the horizontal axis. Okay, here force P and F2 are acting on horizontal axis, and this frictional force F1 makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal axis. So F1 cos theta is the x component. Here this R1 reaction force makes an angle theta with respect to vertical force. So you have to R1 sin theta is the horizontal component. Okay, for right side action you have to consider positive sign. For left side action you have to consider minus sign. Okay, mu 2 R2. Okay, minus P. Now mu1 R1 cos theta R1 sin theta equal to 0. Okay, now you have to substitute the value of R2, mu1, mu2 and R1 values in this equation. You can get the value of horizontally applied pushing force P equal to 1422.626 newtons. Okay, this is the minimum force required to lift the block. Okay, minimum horizontal force required P equal to 22.626 newtons. Okay, this is the final answer for this problem. Okay, okay, friends. Then so this is a complete answer for a wedge friction problem. Okay, first of all, you have to consider free body diagram for solving the problem. For any problem, in engineering mechanics, first of all, you have to draw a diagram. Okay. After that, you have to consider all forces. Okay. All forces acting on the body. Okay. After that, you have to resolve all the forces along the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, that is the procedure for mechanics problem. Okay, in next class, I will explain a new unit. Okay, and also I will explain fundamentals. Okay,